we have to talk a little about Pant himself, the enigma that he is. His batting, his performances, it seems to be suited for white ball cricket, and white ball cricket is something that he has not been able to perform in. And the worst dip perhaps has come in this IPL, where he has been getting out on ducks. The captaincy sometimes doesn't make sense. His franchisee doesn't let him come out to bat. What's gone wrong with the 27 crore man who once tweeted that if I go into the IPL auction, I don't know how much I'll fetch, and he did fetch the biggest sum we have ever seen in IPL history. What's gone wrong there with your former captain? Are you happy that your former captain left? Like,
No.
Are you camp Rishabh or are you camp Aksar?
I am Camp Rishabh and Camp Akshay. Everything has been going right for Delhi Capitals. Starting from the auction, you saw we got KL Rahul and Mitchell Starc for the same price that Punjab got CS Iyer.
Ricky Ponting was asked, Glenn Maxwell was very good at number 3. Why don't you bring him back at number 3? Uttapa asked. And Ricky Ponting simply said, Shreyas is at number 3. If I want to keep my job, I have to listen to what the captain says.
Okay. For us, Mumbai Indians obviously is the story of the week. They were tottering at 8th, 9th position the last week, and they have suddenly risen to the playoff spots. They are at 3 at the moment. And Shreyas Iyer, though, for sure, I think it's a note of, like, with the contract list, when it got sent, BCCI would have sent a note of apology to Shreyas, saying that, we are sorry, it was our mistake. We understand that you had a lot of injury issues which did not let you play games, and you were also in the Mumbai squad, but it came late to us. That's why we thought that you were not going to play. So we are extremely sorry. You are back in the B series and you are going to stay here. That's what I thought personally of Shreyas Iyer. You can see that there is a slight setup change here at India Today Podcasts at the Sledging room. Akshay, we can confirm that is depressed because Chennai Super Kings are tottering at the bottom of the table. I am slightly less depressed, so they have forced me to host today's episode. To my right, there is Saurav. Is that right or left? That's left. Yeah, that's left. To my left, there is Saurav. He's incredibly happy. Can't stop smiling, blushing because his team has won everything. I think 5 out of 5 right now. No. Saurav? Or
They
6
won
out of 6?
6 out of 8.
6 out of 8?
Yeah.
You guys have lost?
They lost 2 games.
Wow, that's news to me because Delhi seem to do nothing wrong this season. Yeah. And to my right, there is Alan John, who is having a slightly iffy season.
But completely iffy season.
But aren't you guys decently placed right now in the IPL table?
Nah, it's like, I don't think KKR is going to be contending for the playoffs right now. I think the team is completely out of confidence. And I think the top 4 basically speaks for themselves, right? They are the informed teams. You've got GT, Delhi, Mumbai, which we'll obviously talk about. And you have got your likes of RCB and LSG still fighting it out. So I think that is going to be, they are slowly moving away from the rest of the pack. And the rest of the pack is obviously CSK, KKR and all those teams that is stuck in a muddle right now.
So what's gone wrong for the defending champions? What do you say?
I think everything has gone wrong. I know, but seriously, I think their bowling has been good. But it is completely a issue of confidence with the batting. The batting has not been confident enough. Like last season, it was a very confident outfit. Apart from a game against CSK, I did not see any lack of confidence in that batting order. Probably that Punjab Kings loss took a toll when it came to that GT game because it was a chaseable total.
The game where you could not chase 111, 112 runs.
Yes, that took a big toll on them. And I think for a fact, it was very visible during that GT game because it was a total that could have been chased down. Just that the batters looked all over the place and it is a big confidence issue. And yeah, there are still games left for them, but I feel KKR is not going to make it.
So for us, Mumbai Indians obviously is the story of the week. They were tottering at 8th, 9th position the last week, and they have suddenly risen to the playoff spots. They are at 3 at the moment. But like Saurav is, he can't hold his smile, man. What's wrong with him? So he is obviously itching to talk about DC. So we will start with Delhi Capitals, who have been incredible. And I say incredible with all my heart because DC is one team I think that they at least deserve to win 1 or 2 titles in the IPL, which they have not for whatever reasons. Give us a brief sort of what's gone right.
Everything has been going right for Delhi Capitals. Starting from the auction, you saw we got KL Rahul and Mitchell Starc for the same price that Punjab got CS Iyer. And apart from that, you could see this setup. It looks so natural, so fresh. Akshay Patel is the captain. He has been making a lot of mistakes. Mind you, he has been making a lot of mistakes in the field. But then he comes out after the game. He acknowledges that he is on that learning curve. And he has been supporting very, very nicely with his teammates. There are stars who are performing. KL Rahul, he has taken that onus. Whether you ask him to open, you ask him to bat at number 3, number 4, chase a total, put on a total to defend, everywhere he has performed. You talk about Chennai, RCB against LSG. And apart from that, Mitchell Stark, last time when KKR won the IPL, Stark did not do great for them before the playoffs. It was in the playoffs that clutch Mitchell Stark rose. Now, since game 1, Stark has been giving us those performances. Apart from 1 or 2 games, he has been giving match-winning performances almost every game. You look at that RR game, over, you had to defend 9 runs of the over. He gave just 8 runs. Then he comes back to bowl the super over. He concedes some 12 runs, and then Rahul and subs finish it. So this team is in the right mood right now. And one thing that was not working for them, it was Mohit Sharma. Mohit Sharma as a bowler, because he was leaking too many runs, and not exactly to blame him, but a lot of catches also went down on his bowling. But what DC did was in this LSG game, they brought in Dushmanta Chamira. And Chamira looked a bit rusty, but then he came to his own and he picked up the wicket. And then that fall of wickets started for LSG. And then KL Rahul was there to master the chase against LSG at Ekana. That was poetic justice.
So for me, like a couple of weird things is that when the auction happened, essentially, I thought KKR were extremely well settled. They had let go of Phil Salt. They had brought in Quinton de Kock. You can say like for like all-out openers kind of a place. Sunil Narine was Sunil Narine. He could have done what he should have done. And apart from that, Raghuvangshi and Ajinkya Rahane block, the KKR setup remained the same. So I thought in my head, it was that KKR definitely top 4 this season. This I did not entirely associate with DC. I thought DC would do well at the start of the season. I did not, although, think that they would boss games.
I think why it is down to is the fact that when you bought a KL Rahul, you essentially thought, oh, he's going to be opening and it is going to be a very slow innings. I think that is what people associated with the KL Rahul.
Exactly.
Side. That is where the change has happened. KL Rahul at number 4, I don't know whose idea it was. It is a masterstroke. I think last season there was discussions about it with the LSG camp. For some reason, they did not go through with it. But this time around, what has happened is that he has come in as that number 4 batter and it has given them depth. So right now, if you look at DC's biggest problem is that will they play Jake Fraser-McGurk or will they play Faf du Plessis?
They are playing neither. They have said not happening. JFM, get out of my team.
JFM is out of form. Faf is injured and he's still recovering. But even if those two guys are not there, Delhi is still a very strong team. I think one of the games, I think it was not the DC game, the game before that, it was the GT game. I think they only had a couple of foreigners in their lineup.
Yeah.
One, Donovan Ferreira came in later on, but they still had those options to bring in a Dushmanta Chamira or a Donovan Ferreira, depending on the situation. That only happens in a well-settled team. This team also, when you look at we always say the vibes of around the team, right? That vibes around the team looks very good. KL Rahul is very happy, very settled. He does not look like he has any pressure or extra burden on top of him. Akshar Patel has been cool, calm and collected. And that is why the team is winning.
But has that got to do with the mentality? Saurav would be the best person to answer it. So, you see through that lineup, Karun Nair is opening. You would not pin him as a T20 batter.
Yeah.
KL Rahul at number 4 or even floating throughout that lineup, you would not pin him as a T20 batter.
Yeah.
Mitchell Stark's arguably the worst format where he has done nothing is T20s. But for me, when I'm seeing it from the outside, there is a sense of comeback for every individual there in that team.
Yeah.
When JFM and Faf could not do well, Porel got into the lineup. Now, again, Porel is a very young kid in his 2.5 seasons of the IPL. He has shown that he has spark. But here, he seems to be taking responsibility, at least scoring those 40-50 runs. Has this IPL been about the mentality shift ki 250 run nahi ban rahe, we will somehow get by?
When the auction happened, everybody said that Delhi Capitals had a good auction because they had players for every slot, especially in the batting order. Like the plan was KL Willow with JFM, Fafil with the backup opener, and Harry Brooks slots in at number 4. Number 3 play, you can have an Abhishek Porel or Akshay Patel coming in. After that, you can have an Ashutosh, Samir Rizvi, Karun Nair. If he can perform, he can be given chances. Then you have got Tristan Stubbs. So this was a pattern which they had planned. But what happens? Harry Brook pulls out before the IPL. Now there was a lot of questions. Okay, what will Delhi Capitals do? Will they sign anyone? No, they did not. They have not signed even one injury replacement till now. Fine. Apart from that, you have to give credit to the support staff. Hemang Badani, Venugopal Rao, Munaf Patel, and the assistant coach Matthew Mott and mentor Kevin Peterson. Each of them have done their job properly. Because when these appointments were made, I was very surprised. Okay, a T20 World Cup winning coach from England is an assistant coach at Delhi Capitals. How will that relationship augur? Hemang Badani and him. Okay, after that they appointed mentor Kevin Peterson, a big star figure, a man who is known to say what he thinks. How will he augur with the players? But it looks like everybody has gelled well.
Yeah.
And apart from that, every player that has been given chance, apart from I will say Samir Rizvi, has performed. Because you see Karun Nair, like you said, he wanted that position in IPL. He wanted to play cricket.
He wanted to prove a point.
We remember in last year, 2022 December, he made a tweet, "Cricket, please give me a chance." And look at what he's doing with when cricket has given him a chance. He's that batting firepower which he proved against Bumrah. Oh my God, that riled up Bumrah. It showed something. Apart from that, KL Rahul looks like a different man. Like Kingshu, I think you wrote an article where KL Rahul had discussed how his mentality has changed regarding the limited overs format.
Yeah.
And he has credited this to Abhishek Nair.
And it was a very honest admission from KL
Yeah,
Rahul as
yeah.
well that yes, I realized that I was outdated.
Yeah.
And I needed to do something to make a comeback.
Exactly. Apart from that, Mitchell Stark, everybody was saying, okay, you have bought Mitchell Stark over someone like Bhuvaneshwar, Hazelwood. How is he going to fill in? But you look at Stark, he's coming off his own.
Absolute clutch.
He is playing the best T20 cricket he has ever played.
Yeah.
First ever 5-wicket haul for Stark comes in the IPL. Apart from that, we thought Natarajan is going to do the job for us. He's still not part of that playing 11. Mukesh Meghrat.
और अभी तो घुसने को भी time नहीं मिल रहा. Like
Yeah.
there's no space for
Exactly.
Natarajan to come into that
the team,
lineup.
Yeah.
Mukesh, he has been on and off. Then we gave debut to Virat Nigam. That young kid has come off his own. A 20-year-old guy who was supposedly in his under-19 cricket, he was just a batter. Then he started watching the leg spin of Pakistan's Yashir Shah. He learned leg spin, and now he's one of the brightest leg spin prospect of IPL. So this team has come. It looks like there is a calm, there is a proper planning for everyone, and apart from that, everyone has realized, okay, this is my job. I have to go and do this. It's not like a team like SRH that there are players, there is performance, and they have performed, but the planning is still not there.
Why am I catching strays here?
No, it's not you catching stays. Look at what has happened to SRH. If you look at that batting lineup on paper and look at what they did last year,
But our batting lineup players are walking off without even
that is
getting out. What can we do?
Because the biggest problem with SRH is that mentality shift. You can't just go and hit bang bang. You have to look at the conditions and play according to conditions. Especially if you look at Delhi Capitals' last win, KL Rahul was batting at run per ball till 20 runs. And the basic plan was, Abhishek Porel in his press conference said, the basic plan was to take singles and pick out the gaps, not take risks. Because if you go for those big hits and if you try to chase that target very early, it might happen that you do something that KKR did. You might fail to chase a target.
And you look at KL Rahul's innings, this is not the first instance.
Yeah.
You look at that RCB game. There was a moment of madness from him where he tried to hit it up in the air and Rajat Patidar almost caught it. He failed. And to a point, he was just going around, coasting along till the point that the rain came in.
Yeah.
The moment the rain came in, Josh Hazelwood came out to bowl. He hit him for 22 runs and the entire game changed. Entire game changed. You get that with a KL Rahul. Now, I have been sitting here, I have been talking to my our colleagues basically saying that, yeah, we were in for KL Rahul. Why did we not go the extra distance?
Who, KKR?
Yeah, KKR was there. I think till 10 crores
KKR
we
was
were
there.
there.
CSK
and
was
then
there.
CSK, KKR and Delhi Capitals were there. we could have gone the extra mile to get a KL Rahul, because this KL Rahul is a perfect T20 player. I'm not saying that, oh, you're going to get reverse sweeps or like a 200 strike rate. But in this IPL, probably what I have seen is that all this talk about intent does not make a lot of sense. What matters is that when you get the chance to go at it, you go at it. And then you see that some things are not working out, you pull back. Just like how Rohit Sharma has done right now for Mumbai Indians.
That's what I was going to say. All this talk about intent doesn't make sense. But look at our intent merchant.
No,
He's
because
back.
That CSK game, it was so great that he was going after his biggest matchup was Khalil Ahmed. He took apart Khalil Ahmed.
Rohita.
Rohita.
Okay.
And then the moment that spin came on and he saw that he was not getting it, he said, Surya, kar le. Do it. And Surya just took him out.
So intent has to be on and off basically. And we need to talk a little about that because like I said again, we have harped enough about Delhi Capitals. Let's stop that because
definitely, yeah.
I understand how happy you are.
Yes.
But yeah, I think Delhi will do well. But Mumbai are third in the table and we have to talk about it, that how the hell have they reached this point? Because at one point of time, they did not have Bumrah. They were not giving full overs to their best bowlers and now they are third. I can't stress it enough. They are third, guys. How has this happened? They absolutely obliterated Sunrisers Hyderabad. We are recording this on 24th. 23rd, they obliterated Hyderabad, did the double over them in this IPL. And something's clicked. What's going on?
For me, I think Rohit Sharma coming into form, setting up that opening platform for them, that has worked brilliantly. Surya Kumar Yadav, I think at the beginning of the season was a little bit on and off. He was not getting those, big scores or those impactful knocks. He has started to get those. Jasprit Bumrah coming in makes that bowling lineup. I know like Bumrah is still not up to his best form. Yesterday, I think he was the most expensive MI bowler amongst all of them. Then you have Trent Bolt. Trent Bolt does what Trent Bolt does. Basically, he's now a freelancer. He gets a lot of free time. He's well energized. Deepak Chahar has been, a little. Everybody thought like what will happen with Deepak Chahar after his last CSK run was not great.
He's played 9 games and isn't injured yet.
That is one of the biggest things.
That's a W in itself.
And then you look at that MI squad. They've got at least like with the like Indians in their team, they can make a proper good playing 11. They don't even need those foreigners there.
Yeah.
Apart from Trent Bolt, what has the other foreigners genuinely contributed to the team? Ryan Rickelton has been on and off. Will Jacks a couple of good bowling performances instead of his batting here and there. And that's about it. And Mitch Sandner and Trent Bolt. Apart from that,
I think Mitch Sandner has been sensational, especially in
Sandner
Bombay.
And Trent Bolt. Apart from those two guys, they can just play Indians all around, and they will still keep on winning. And once you get on a roll, that is what MI has done all the time. Once they get on a roll, they are just a machine. They will not stop. They will keep on crushing everything that is in front of them. CSK learned it the hard way. SRH learned it the hard way. We learned it long time back before even Bumrah was there. You give MI a little bit of chance, they are going to capitalize on it. So,
when you're talking about Mumbai Indians, we have to take into account that this Mumbai Indians, it was not like they were losing games by heavy margins. They were losing on close accounts. They lost to RCB in the second last over when Kunal Pandya did that all Mal Jackery.
He yorked and bounced people. Yeah.
Apart from that, even that Gujarat Titans game, they were in the chase. And then that
Hardik
thing happened.
Absolute disaster class.
And then Tilak Verma was also subbed out.
LSG game.
And I was praising Delhi Capitals, but I will blame Delhi Capitals for bringing Mumbai Indians back. So Mumbai Indians were losing those close games. Then Delhi Capitals do the most Delhi Capitals thing. They were going on easy in a chase when Karun Nair has set them up with a brilliant 89. And what they do is 3 back-to-back run-outs.
Yeah, what happened there?
I mean, you needed 12 runs of the last over. And I think before that, Ashutosh had got 2 boundaries, 1 cheeky boundary and 1 good boundary of Bumrah. So you needed 12-13 runs in the last 7-8 balls. And they panicked. And it was a hat-trick of run-outs. Ryan Rickelton, Hardik Pandya, all combined. And we lost the game. And since that game, Mumbai Indians have got that one chin. Okay, If we can win these close games, we can win anything.
So you are saying
Yeah.
that Mumbai Indians versus Delhi Capitals is the first game where batters start walking off versus Mumbai?
I have not said anything like this, but the script thing is real. If you look at whatever is happening in Mumbai Indians game, you know why? Because everything which earlier in the first half of the season, first 5 to 7 games of MI, whatever they were doing was not clicking. Now everything is clicking for them.
Yeah.
Their spin bowling, their fielding efforts, they're stopping boundaries, they're converting it into twos, singles.
Fielding especially has been
Yeah.
brilliant. I think
Okay.
it was the Lucknow or the GT game where Hardik absolutely slammed its team,
Yeah.
saying that our effort in the field has to be better.
Okay. And they always had those match winners. You know, when MI announced the retentions, it was decided that you can't beat this team and win the IPL when they are in the form of their life.
Absolutely.
And everyone is getting back into form of their life. I mean, when have you seen last Rohit Sharma scored 2 back-to-back 50s in IPL?
I don't know. I think some 6-7 years back we have to go.
Surya is back in the top run getters list. He's at number 3. Bumrah is getting back. Hardik has been picking wickets. He's number 2 in the top wicket takers list. Hardik Pandya, Santner, being the smart operator he is going to his job silently. He's doing everything that is required of him. Rickelton, he has been a great wicketkeeper for Mumbai Indians. Because that was the only place where I thought they will struggle because they did not have any experienced wicketkeeper.
Yeah. Mins hai na unke paas.
Mins has been a flop this time. He's not been able to
He's
perform.
also very young.
Very young, yeah. It's too harsh to me. But yeah, when you're playing for Mumbai Indians, you have to keep on performing.
This is the difference that a Karan Sharma makes into a team.
Yeah.
Everywhere he goes. It's Karan Sharma's team and they are coming for the IPL title.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely they're coming for IPL title.
I think there is no doubt about it. I think right now, if you look at it by form, I think Mumbai can go on to win it.
When you talk about Mumbai and Rohit, the contracts have been announced, Kingshan.
Oh yeah.
The BCCI contract.
Yeah, that's essentially what this podcast was supposed to be about. And then Mumbai Indians made that 4-match comeback. But yeah, we have to segue towards that the BCCI contracts, the central contracts have been announced, and there has been several interesting calls. I think I was off that day when it came over, and you guys were there. So why don't you start off with that, and then maybe I can put my inputs.
You know, when the central contracts came, and before it came, there was a lot of rumors what will happen to Shreyas and Ishan Kishan. Will they get the contract back? Will they not get the contract back? What will happen to Rohit and Virat because they had retired from T20s? And then the BCCI contract list came. Both Ishan and Shreyas got the contract. Shreyas got in the B group and Ishan got in the C group. Rishabh Pant was also promoted. Last time, because he did not play any game, he was part of the B group. Now he's back to the A group. Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli have been retained in the A plus group because this contract is essentially from 2023 to 2024.
Yeah, that is what I was going to. Can you explain to the viewers or for us also? Is that how do the slabs work?
Yeah. So basically, what I know is there are 4 slabs: A plus, A, B, and C. A plus is for the players who are almost a certainty in all formats. They play tests, ODIs, and T20s. A is a format where A is given to the players who are certainties for at least 2 formats, and tests especially tests and one of the ODIs or T20s.
One of the white ball formats.
Yeah. B is given to at least 2 formats. Limited overs can also be counted, or the test can also be counted. C is given to the newcomers and the fast ball especially, because last time BCCI announced a fast balls contract. This time it's not there, which is very surprising because we thought it's going to help a lot of young bowlers. But yes, this time they have increased the pool of players in the whole contract list.
Yeah. That is essentially, I think, why they dropped the fast bowler contracts. But what also helps with the fast bowler contracts is that whenever a fast bowler gets injured, it's a long time recovery that they have to go through. At least when they're in the contracts, they get paid to be recovered, right?
Yeah.
So that's a good thing for me, I think. But tell me this, what did you make of the contracts? These A plus, like the players that are in A plus category. I think Jadeja is also there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Jadeja's form and his performances have been dwindling over the years. So what's happened there?
I think for me, at least with the A plus thing, I think it just came down to the names. For me personally, that is what I feel. It's not just about those performances coming in. It was just about having a Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli is not going to be settling for a or even forget B. He's not going to be settled down for a contract. Same with Rohit Sharma also. Bumrah obviously was going to get A plus because he is the best all format player that I feel that we have at the moment. Jadeja was a bit of a, like you said, it was a bit of a debatable choice for me because the form has not been that great. He has retired from T20s. Is he the same kind of player who's on the level of a Virat Kohli or a Rohit Sharma? Because Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, we know are game changers, genuine game changers. Jadeja is probably a game changer in tests. He can turn a game with the ball once or twice. But is he a genuine game changer in both formats? So that was one of the areas that I was a little bit concerned about. Apart from that, I think a lot of deserving names got the contracts. You have Varun Chakravarti, Harshit Rana. Obviously, my KKR bias will come in. Great to see Shreyas Iyer get back his contract.
Yeah.
I don't think he did anything wrong.
In the first place to get dropped from it.
Get dropped from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk about his form and whatever outside noise was there. I think over the last 2 years, that man has put his head down. He has worked. He has worked as a very good T20 player also. Let's just not forget about his contributions for PBKs right now. He has been sensational with the bat. As a captain, he has always been good. So all these players coming back, Ishan Kishan also, I think, probably may have learned his lessons. He's trying to put his head down. Not happening with SRS right now, but still. So it was a good thing seeing a lot of names come in there. And I think it gives a motivation to the other players also. That, if you break into the Indian team and you can put in those consistent performances, you can make it to a good contracts list.
Okay. So like what I thought at the time was that, remember last year it was a little warning type of a contract.
Yeah.
Ya to tu kar,
Yeah.
else you are benched from this contract, you won't get the benefits or whatever that is.
Yeah.
And you have to do it my way.
Yeah.
You have to do it my way to get into the contract.
Yeah.
But this contract, this 2024-25 contract, or is it 2025-26 contract?
2024, 25.
2024-25. This contract makes it seem like a nod to its senior players, where BCCI is saying that you have done this for us. Champions Trophy bhi aa gaya hai. We respect you. This is the contract that you're going to get, and let's see if you can retire or leave the game in a better place. That's why. And Shreyas Iyer, though, for sure, I think it's a note of, like, with the contract list when it got sent, BCCI would have sent a note of apology to Shreyas, saying that we are sorry, it was our mistake. We understand that you had a lot of injury issues which did not let you play games, and you were also in the Mumbai squad, but it came late to us. That's why we thought that you were not going to play. So we are extremely sorry. You are back in the B series and you are going to stay here. That's what I thought personally of Shreyas Iyer. But the rest of the contract, like Alan is saying, and I'm agreeing there, is that it's happened because of seniority, where BCCI said that, listen, we are there to take care of you and you are there to take care of us. We can independently exist with our own personal ideas, and that is fine. That's what my feeling was when I saw the contract list. Now, tell me if I'm wrong.
No, I agree with both of you. My biggest surprise was the promotion of Rishabh Pant. Why? Because for me, I'll be very, very frank. Yes, Rishabh Pant is a match-winning test. And yes, I agree with BCCI's criteria that this contract was given based on the number of games these players played in 2023 to 2024. But my biggest problem is, how do you not give a player like Akshay Patel A grade and give Rishabh Pant A grade?
Actually, yeah.
Akshay Patel has performed in every format. In a World Cup, T20 World Cup final, that man steps up at number 4.
He's also the vice captain of the T20 team.
He's also the vice captain. How do you not give Akshay Patel A grade, and how do you give Rishabh Pant an A grade when he has just performed in tests, not any other format? First thing. Second, my most important thing for me was, how is Rajat Patidar in that list? How many games did he play?
What format has Rajat Patidar played?
He has played 2 test matches,
Okay.
which he played against England in 2024.
And I think ODIs also. That South Africa series, he was there as an opener.
Okay, Avesh Khan was also there. Why was Avesh Khan removed from the contact list? So, yeah, obviously I can agree with whatever BCCI has done, but there are several question marks also. And fans have raised questions. Because they are the players who have been performing across every format, they are giving chances, but they don't get that recognition. Hopefully, in the next contact list, things will be more sorted, and players will be awarded based on their performances, not just on names. This is what I hope from BCCI.
And also coming back to that one point about those fast bowler contracts, I think that should be there.
Yes.
Even if you have a big list of players, it is something like you said, it's an incentive. It's like, okay, we are taking care of the our fast bowlers, because fast bowlers is a very rare commodity of getting somebody consistently bowling above 140. I don't think India has had that.
Umran got dropped from the contract list, if
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
And
So
he spent last year at NCA,
NCA.
entirely. So
Entirely.
he would not have gotten to play any matches anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you should keep that contract. That is my
Absolutely.
opinion. Fast bowling contract has to be there, because
Absolutely.
it is a very, very rare thing to have good fast bowlers come in. We have had like a lot of issues with a lot of people coming in and going out. Let's just take care of those guys. Just like even at a very young stage, let's just take care of them, bring them up, make them ready for assignments, maybe smaller assignments, maybe going to a Zimbabwe or a tour again when Bangladesh comes to tour. But at least give them that incentive and give them that protection of having a contract. That is what I feel. Even if you're building up a big list, if you can include a lot of names, why not have that? Like 5 or 6 players. You handpick them. You decide, okay, these are going to be our young stars who are going to be backed by us. So let's just give them a contract. Maybe that has to still remain.
So protection is something that you would value very much.
Yeah,
with these
absolutely. I
cricketers.
think the players will
That's a
also.
great point, I think. But having said that, like you took Rishabh Pant's name and Akshar
Yeah.
Patel's name, I think we have to talk a little about Pant himself, the enigma that he is. His batting, his performances, it seems to be suited for white ball cricket, and white ball cricket is something that he has not been able to perform in. And the worst dip perhaps has come in this IPL, where he has been getting out on ducks. The captaincy sometimes doesn't make sense. His franchisee doesn't let him come out to bat. What's gone wrong with the 27 crore man who once tweeted that if I go into the IPL auction, I don't know how much I'll fetch, and he did fetch the biggest sum we have ever seen in IPL history. What's gone wrong there with your former captain? Are you happy that your former captain left? Like,
No.
are you camp Rishabh or are you camp Akshar?
Obviously, I am camp Rishabh and camp Akshar. I can be both camps. Because it's not just about IPL franchises. It's about the Indian team. And Rishabh is a match winner, genuine match winner for Test cricket for India. But before this IPL started, I read a lot of reports, like you must have also read, that Rishabh Pant was not happy with Delhi Capitals management, and that is why he wants to go into the auction. And he did go into the auction. He got bought for a huge amount. And the LSG owner was very happy to get Rishabh Pant. The LSG owner went on to say that now I have got someone who is going to repeat what Dhoni did with CSK, what Rohit did with MI.
So he repeated now what Dhoni did, came to bat at number 7.
So basically for me, there are 3 things that have actually gone wrong with Rishabh Pant in this tournament. First thing, that at Delhi Capitals, there was no pressure of performance. Rishabh Pant could be Rishabh Pant, the jovial guy he is. He could enjoy his game. And he had the backing of the owners and management. I'm not saying that he does not have the backing of owners at LSG, but changing into a completely different setup. Like, he had Ricky Ponting at his helm as the coach when he was the captain of Delhi Capitals. And the owner was Par Jindal. Par Jindal has always come out and said that Rishabh Pant is like my younger brother. Now when he goes to LSG, he has got a big price attached to him, 27 crores. So whatever a cricketer might come out and say that we don't care what happens on an auction table, it does affect you because you are a human being, that price tag. Secondly, that change of camp. When you go to a camp where you've got a new coach, new captain, and there's a lot of pressure. There are a lot of statements made in media. Okay, Rishabh Pant is 27 crore guy. Can he give LSG their first title? That pressure builds up. And thirdly, before the IPL, Champions Trophy happened. Rishabh Pant was benched for the entire Champions Trophy.
So what's so bad in that? He was not supposed to be in the part in the first place.
So the coach did not trust Rishabh Pant to be part of the playing 11, and instead asked KL Rahul to keep wickets. If we go a little back in the Australia series, there were a lot of reports coming out where Coach Gambhir was not very happy with the kind of shots Rishabh Pant has played, and he got out. While the team needed him to rescue the team, he played those different shots that he plays, and he got out. So the confidence was hit there. And now I think Rishabh Pant looks like a confused figure, especially after that DC game in the post-match press conference, when post-match presentation ceremony, when he was asked, why did you come out to bat at number 7? His explanation was absolutely bizarre for me.
Could you tell them what it was? Could you tell our viewers?
I was actually confused about what he was saying. That we wanted to
Yeah.
build on the momentum.
Yeah. No. He said that we sent Abdul Samad to capitalize on it.
Yeah.
On the pitch, and then David Miller went down, and then we did something, and I ended up coming at number 7.
And it's not just what he said there. Even the TV cameras was showing that he was not very happy
Exactly.
while he was waiting for his turn to come out to bat.
Exactly.
It looked like he was having an animated chat with mentor Zahir Khan.
Zahir Khan.
And he was
Animated
very
chat.
angry when he got out. When Mukesh Bolt cleaned him up, when he was walking back, you could see he was murmuring something very, very bad.
भजन गा रहा होगा वो.
हाँ, वो हिंदी में भजन ही गा रहा था वो.
ऐसा क्या बात हो?
You know what
गा
I-
ही सकता है, क्या दिक्कत?
What I feel, I'll go back to this one small story about what Ricky Ponting said. So Ricky Ponting was asked, Glenn Maxwell was very good at number 3. Why don't you bring him back at number 3? Uttapa asked. And Ricky Ponting simply said, Shreyas is at number 3. If I want to keep my job, I have to listen to what the captain says.
Okay. Okay.
He said that. He said, he was joking basically. He was saying that, if I have to keep my job, I have to keep Shreyas at number 3. Because he said, as a captain, he has come out and said, I am going to bat at number 3. And we were like, okay. Now with Rishabh Pant, is there that kind of a decision there? Can he confidently say? At Delhi Capitals, I've always seen him confidently say that.
Confidently call the players back to the dugout
He was
after
a
a no
leader.
ball.
See, whatever you could say, I think Saurabh will agree to this fact that he has seen it. That at Delhi Capitals, he was more of an imposing figure.
Yeah, he was.
Here, he is not that imposing figure. Lucknow Super Giants does not have that squad of big names. They have done well. Okay,
The squad तो उसने खुद ही बनाया ना. Like before the IPL, I even remember, not before the IPL, right after, he said that my only fear was that if Punjab Kings would outbid Lucknow, which essentially means that you had a word with Lucknow,
Exactly.
and a plan was jotted down of the players that you were going to buy.
Yeah, but the whole thing is that in this squad right now, if you look at it, Nicholas Pooran is out and out their best player. Mitchell Stark is the second.
Mitchell Marsh.
Mitchell Marsh, sorry. Mitchell Marsh.
Yeah.
Mitchell Marsh is their second. Third, I would even put Aiden Markram, who is been doing a very, very good handy job as an opener. Not his ideal spot, but he is still doing well. Where is Rishabh Pant in that ranking? I don't know. I genuinely don't know where Rishabh Pant comes in. More like their batting order. They don't know where he is coming in. He is not an imposing captain in that Lucknow Super Giants team. I don't know if it is the team management that pulls the strings. Your captain has to, when you say team management, the captain is an integral part of that team management.
Definitely, 100%.
It has to be.
And
Yeah.
I don't think Rishabh is part of that.
Unless you're a Pakistan team, then you're not.
And then you're not.
Then the president
Different
is.
story altogether.
Yeah, but the team management always is coaches, and then the captain is a part of it. I don't feel that Rishabh Pant is a part of it. And that is where the issue comes in. Probably that is why you could have seen a KL Rahul not being playing with freedom earlier. It could be that. It could be that.
Yeah.
It could be the pressure of that captaincy, because the demand from a captain is probably because he might not have the calls to bring in so and so. Because Rishabh Pant, that 5-6 and all does not make sense. Even that KKR game where they won by 4 runs, he did not come out to bat.
No, he did not come out to bat.
How on earth would you send an Abdul Samad, ahead of Rishabh Pant? Purely based on talent, he will not go ahead of Rishabh Pant. You say that Rishabh Pant can play all those unconventional shots. You need a 60 of the last 3 overs. I would bet my money on Rishabh Pant based on talent. But why is he not backing it? It is not his call. I feel, I might be making this statement a little loudly, but maybe after the cycle, I don't think Rishabh Pant will stay at Lucknow Super Giants.
Okay. It's a bold call.
I don't think so. Because if he has to go out and become a better player in T20I cricket, I don't feel that environment is right for him. That is my personal take.
I don't think I can sum this whole thing up better than that. So, on that unfortunate note for Rishabh Pant, we are going to end today's episode. There's a lot of questions that we thought that we tried to answer. Is the Mumbai Indians uprising? What's happening with the intent in the IPL? Rishabh Pant's place in the contracts, the BCCI contracts themselves, and what's happening to him in the Indian Premier League. That's it from us in today's episode. If you like this show, Please share it with your friends, your family. That's the best way to spread the news about us. And catch you at the next one. Thank you.